Hello, and welcome to another episode of The Music Man. Today I will be analyzing the album Bon Iver, which was written, directed, and produced eponymously by Bon Iver. Like many folk albums, this album, Bon Iver, is a love letter to America. This can be seen in the track list, which lists all the places that have meant something to Mr. Iver over the span of his career. One of the special places that this is embodied is Holocene, and while Mr. Iver does not state in which state the city or town of Holocene is in, we can get some clues through his lyrics. He writes, jagged, vacant, thick with ice. Holocene, clearly, is a very cold place. Once I knew I was not magnificent. Iver uses the humble brag so well, which he probably learnt from his musical collaborations with Kanye West. Remember that Mr. Iver collaborated with Mr. West in his great album My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. Mr. Iver provided the influence that was this dark fantasy, although one of the more deeper songs is about Michigan, presumably in the state of Wisconsin. In this song, Mr. Iver writes, "Fuck the fiercest fables, I'm with Hagen." Now many critics, and I am no exception myself, have long pondered about the meaning of this line. Who is this Hagen? There are many Hagens throughout time, such as Mr. Rolf Hagen, Miss Uta Hagen, and Mr. Hagen Dazs. However, many music analysts have suspected that the Hagen in question is, in fact, Tom Hagen. Who is Tom Hagen? Well, he plays Tom Hagen in the film The Godfather, which was later popularized and adapted into a novel. This wouldn't be the first time that subliminal messages have been inserted into the indie folk hit. Another example would be the lyric to John Elton's 1994 anti-Soviet anthem, Can You Feel the Love Tonight? In this song, Mr. John sings, "There's a calm surrender to the Russian day." Previous comparisons have been made about Mufasa and the then Premier of Russia, Mikhail Gorbachev. You can clearly see that Mr. Iver is trying to get at something here. Bon Iver climaxes with the song Calgary. It is also the song with the least understandable lyrics, which makes analysis of the song difficult, although not as impossible as the post-coitus song Lisbon, Ohio, where the lyrics don't even exist. Without further ado, here is Holocene by Bon Iver in its entirety.